What's going on, family? Welcome to the Family Roundtable podcast, where we talk about everything family, business, and entrepreneurship. Of course, we are here in the amazing Investfest, filming another episode, giving you a lot of value. And today, of course, is no other. We have somebody who will teach you a lot about protecting your assets and protecting yourself. Okay? She's here. She's actually right next to us, killing the game. Okay? We are out here in Investfest, really making sure people know the importance of protecting not only yourself, but your assets. And today, I want to go ahead. And you know what? It's the first time I did this, but this is such an amazing treat because I'm pretty sure I'm going to learn some things. So I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. It's the first time I did that, so I want to make sure they know how special this conversation is. Can you introduce yourself, what you do, who you are?
Yeah, my name is India Wiley. I'm a trust-based estate planning attorney, licensed in Georgia as well as Texas. I've been practicing law since 2019, and just similar to you, just on a mission to educate and empower our community about the importance of having their estate plan in place. But more importantly, not just any estate plan, right? Talking about trust, how to protect assets, how to make sure we're pushing legacy down to the next generation, to bridge that wealth gap in our community, and also just for the safeguarding of assets that our ancestors have accumulated, that we've accumulated over time, for the little ones like this.
For sure.
You know, to be able to inherit wealth without the trauma and drama.
Exactly. And we know that we do not need that drama or the trauma. I always believe that trauma can be generational.
Agreed.
Right? So, like, how do you feel about generational trauma as a whole, especially when it comes to trust and estate planning?
Yeah. Well, I think about generational trauma is just the way you live, right? So, the life you live is the legacy you leave.
Right.
So if your life is unorganized, if your life is full of drama, if it's full of trauma, that's going to be the legacy you leave, and that's what your children and your children's children are going to inherit. So it has to start somewhere. Somebody has to break that cycle.
Right.
Somebody has to start the new trend. Somebody has to shift the mindset. It's got to be us, right? By doing that, we set them up to have a different mindset, because they grow up in a different environment. They don't grow up in a trauma-filled environment, right?
Right.
And that's the importance. Changing it here with us, and then they're going to be eons beyond us, right?
For sure. 1,000%. 1,000%. So for the people, the audience that's out there, of course, on this podcast, we talk a lot about trust, but I want to get it from your point of view. I always want to know, because we got generational wealth right here with you.
We do, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So,
research says born financially free.
Like, how is it having another generation, having an unborn or having a child with you? Yeah. Like, has it hit you yet? Has it, does it come and go?
Yeah.
Has it already hit and you're like, oh, dang, I got somebody, like,
yeah.
Not in a bad way, but like in a way of like, I have another life that I have to take care of and
yeah.
treasure. How does that feel?
I would say it comes and goes.
Okay.
I mean, he's obviously always here.
Facts.
But you just wake up with a purpose. I'm reminded every morning of why I do what I do. I have to leave a legacy too.
Right.
What type of legacy do I want to leave? Not only for him, but maybe future children of mine,
right.
but also his children.
Yeah.
And so I'm constantly reminded when I see him, if I get tired or, I don't feel like doing this today.
Right.
Okay, well, I have to think about, what legacy do I want to leave? And he's a constant reminder of that. It's a beautiful reminder. And so, I mean, it gets difficult juggling, entrepreneurship, being a wife, being a mom. But that's what it's all about. We're here to work.
Sure. 1,000%. You're here working at Investfest. What would you do with those things?
Right. I think it just goes back, what's the objective, right? So ultimately, obviously having an LLC provides that liability protection, which is very important.
Right.
So you want to have that. But then you need to think about, and we tell anybody we talk to, when they're talking about estate planning or just business structure, and estate planning includes all of that too. You want to make sure you have an estate planning attorney, your CPA tax specialist,
right.
and financial advisor, because when we're talking about LLCs, you want to make sure you're being taxed a certain way.
Correct.
So are you going to be taxed as an S corp, right? Or do
right.
you change and actually be S corp status, period? So it always just depends on what's the ultimate goal. What are you trying to accomplish?
I'll give you a goal, just so people on a podcast can really have a tactful way of thinking, right? So I'm gonna make this simpler. So you have 3 LLCs, 2 real estates. That's it.
Yep.
3, so 5 total. Their goal is to be anonymous, and their goal is to have a trust, but they don't know which trust to have.
Got you. Well, if they want to be anonymous, right? Having a revocable trust is not going to do that, right? Now they can do an anonymous LLC, but why would you put that in a revocable trust? I don't think
Exactly. That makes no sense. Right.
So what I would probably tell them is, if they want anonymity, they're going to have to do an LLC that's probably going to have to be Wyoming, Delaware,
Yeah, for sure.
Nevada, like we talked about.
As the holding company?
Holding company,
Gotcha.
for sure. So I mean, the most protection you're going to get, obviously get insurance on the properties,
Yes.
get an LLC,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Get a domestic asset protection trust. But those LLCs are owned by the holding company.
Correct.
The holding company is owned by that asset protection trust. That's going to give you all the layers of protection you need.
Yep.
But then you can be anonymous. So that's what I would suggest for them and advise.
So I've heard this come around and run around several times, right?
Yep.
Asset protection trust.
Yep.
Or a trust. People use those 2 words. What is the difference between just a trust and an asset protection trust?
Well, when you just say trust, you're not specifying whether it's revocable or irrevocable. And
Okay.
that's the basic structure, right? The basic 2 structures of trust is irrevocable or revocable.
Correct.
Now we can list off how many different types of trust there are, but at
Right.
the end of the day, it's either going to be revocable or irrevocable.
Right.
When you call it an asset protection trust, that's an irrevocable trust. That's just another name for it.
Okay. What can they do to get to know you a little bit more, build
For
that
sure.
know-like trust factor?
For sure. Again, my name is Attorney India Wiley. I'm licensed to practice law in Georgia as well as Texas. I've been practicing law since 2014, and I've been having my own law firm since 2019. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Ask Attorney Ali, ASK Attorney Ali, ALI on TikTok and Instagram. Also, if you just want to send a text or call, the number is 770-580-1122.
Look, y'all. I think this is the first trust person we had on here, so y'all, and she the attorney. Y'all better tap in. I'm telling you, if you don't have a trust and you feel like you have questions or you need it, think of this as a personal referral. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, make sure you get straight. You know what I'm saying? She gave some very valuable information, and I hope that we gave you some information that'll be able to benefit you and maybe answer some of the questions that you may have thought of. Because all I'm asking is frequently asked questions, y'all. And these are questions that most people do not answer, not even on a video.
Got
You know what I'm saying? So I want you all to tap in. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, leave a review at the bottom, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace out.